are again. This is Mike Lodge. I am the business advisor, and it is a Friday. Ian, the Hurricane Ian, is just a few miles away. It's already hit Charleston, going up towards North Carolina. I'm watching it on the map moment by moment to make sure that we're going to be okay here. Went out and examined my property in the back. I'm a little bit concerned because I have one rotten tree, and it's a tall tree. And if the wind gets too strong, I'm wondering if it's going to push it over. I don't know which direction it's going to go. It could hit my house. It could hit my next door neighbor's house. I've told the community about it for so long, and we're hoping that it just stays put. Hopefully the wind doesn't get that strong, but it is windy at the moment. And the leaves are coming down, and the acorns are coming down. Everything's coming down. So we're going to have to watch it very closely. I hated to see what happened in Fort Myers, Florida yesterday. That was a tough situation to see. The last time I was there, I performed a wedding there. And it was a good wedding. It was in the butterfly house. And there were butterflies all around. I don't know what will happen. I wonder what happened to that. I'll have to check and see. Beautiful place to have a wedding. I hope all the butterflies are safe. Beautiful things to watch. But when we have these hurricanes go through, you have to take into consideration how powerful Mother Nature really is. And I believe that sometimes hurricanes and these tropical storms go through because it needs to clean out the environment. I don't think it has anything to do with global warming. Because we've had these hurricanes around from the very beginning. And so we get these things, and maybe it's a warning message that says, hey, slow it down. Because be prepared. This is a lesson in preparedness. This is a lesson that Mother Nature has more strength than man. But we have to be prepared. If you're going to live in this kind of country, if you're going to live in Florida, you have to be prepared. If you have to live up in the north side of Georgia and South Carolina and North Carolina, where those hurricanes always go up that coast, you have to be prepared. I don't think a lot of us are prepared for anything. I don't think that we look at our risk in life. And we have a lot of risk. We have financial risk. We have family risk. We have job risk. We have nature risk. But we're never prepared. Even though we know what could happen, we never prepare for it. Now, Floridians have gotten better at it. South Carolinians, we still wait until, it's a few miles away. We go to the store. We clean out the bread and milk aisles. That's one of the things that is so funny about living in the South is bread and milk seems to be an important item. Because if you go, like right now, if you go to the store, even when it snows here, when it snows, everybody prepares for it. They know the snowstorm is coming, so they go and prepare for it. And when you walk into the grocery store, the bread and the milk, it's all gone. Bread, milk, and eggs, they're all gone. They just get cleaned out. Now, I don't drink bread and milk. I don't eat the bread and I don't eat that much milk. But it's amazing. Like right now, if you go to the grocery stores, it's going to be all gone. Because people prepare at the last minute here in South Carolina. Living in the South, I tell you, I've learned a lot of things. And people here move at a much slower pace. I come from Los Angeles. Now, Los Angeles, we're on the move 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We are doing something. We are going places. We're just busy all the time. Here, you literally get to take a deep breath, slow it down. I'll get to the meeting. I'm on my way. We operate at a much slower pace here. And we also prepare a little bit slower too. Now, in Florida, we were always prepared. When I lived there, I lived in Palm Beach, and we were always prepared. I always had stuff of supplies in my pantry or in my kitchen, water ready to go just in case water went out. But we were always prepared. And a lot of people moved down there from New York who knew nothing about being prepared for anything. And this is an eye-opener for them. Mother Nature, I tell you, is much stronger than man. And it comes in and it cleans house. And it tells you, you know what, if you're prepared, you'll be okay. But if you are not going to listen to Mother Nature and the warnings that they send you, it's up to you. So I'm worried about this big old tree. It's black. It's completely black because it's dead. And it goes way up into the tree line. And I'm hoping that the trees will block it. The trees in front of it and behind it will block it when it comes down. I hope it doesn't hit my neighbor's house. And I hope that doesn't hit my house. As I'm looking outside right now, the wind is really blowing. And the leaves are coming off. And these are green leaves. These are not autumn leaves. These are green leaves that are literally breaking off and falling down. The acorns and the chestnuts I have an abundance of it on my porch. Because when the wind comes through, we get these gusts. Like right now, it's calm, and then we'll get a gust of wind come through. And it literally shakes all of the nuts off the trees, and down they come like bullets. Yesterday, I was out there cleaning the porch, and these acorns came down, ricocheted off my porch, and hit me in the ear. I mean, it hurt. Mother Nature hurts. But we have to look at it, and we have to say, gosh, this Mother Nature has a mind of its own. There's no way that we can control it. And it comes through and it cleans up messy spots on Mother Earth. We don't like it, but we know they're coming. And that's the funny thing. You know, here we are, Americans. We put up these beautiful homes in places that a hurricane can come through. And then we're devastated because the hurricane did so much damage. But we built in its path. We know they're coming through. We know there is a pattern that happens every single year where tropical storms and earthquakes come through. But we chose to live there. Now, usually when a hurricane comes through, finally when it gets to Greenville, South Carolina, it's died down just a little bit. But I'm looking at it on the radar map, and it doesn't look like it's slowing down. It's bright red out there, and it's twirling. So those who are in Charleston at the moment and getting all that stuff, my prayers are with you. And my prayers are with you in Florida, too, that now have to do the cleanup work and try to put your lives back together. Kind of teaches us a lesson, doesn't it? It teaches us that we have to be prepared. And on this podcast, I have always tried to teach you on being prepared. We know that there's a recession. We know that there's inflation. We have to be prepared. We have to be good stewards of our money and how we're spending our money and what we're using that money on to be able to survive, to be able to keep our families with food and utilities and a place to live. We know that we're in a recession, and we have to plan for it every single day. If we're smart cookies, we are going to say, okay, I know we're in trouble. Now, the problem is we have the president telling you that life is a merry-go-round and we're so happy and we're having fun. That's what he tells you every single day. That's what some senators and Congress people say. No, there's no inflation. There's no recession. No, we're not having loss of jobs. No, the food isn't expensive. Oh, but look what I did on gas. And as gas starts going back up again. We know that there's something wrong with our economy, so we as good, sound financial Americans, and also world people out there where you're going through the same thing in Italy, who has a new prime minister because of the nonsense that has gone on over there. The EU, who is in turmoil at the moment because they're not happy with the way government is running their lives. But we know that there's turmoil. We know that there's financial issues. We know there's a recession. We know that people are losing their jobs. We know all this stuff because we talk about it every day. If you're with me every single day, we talk about what to do, how we can plan for it. I've even given you free budget Excel spreadsheets that you can use to monitor your actual income and expenses against the budget that you should be preparing. So we know, and we're one of these types of people who want to know what's going to happen, right? Because we're glued to the news to see what's going to happen and what is happening and what could happen. But how unfriendly of news stations out there not telling you and admitting to you that our financial system right now is in chaos. And it's affecting every single one of us. But we know because we talk about it every single day. We talk about being prepared, planning, getting ahead of the game, making sure that our families are taken care of, our businesses are surviving. We talk about that every single day. And sometimes we have to talk about politics because politics is what gets in our way. Every single bloody time it gets in our way. If there's anything that's more destructive to the economy, it's politicians. If there's anything more destructive to nature, it's hurricanes that come through. Politicians are kind of like hurricanes. They go in, they spend a bunch of money, they tax us, but we as Americans have to be prepared, and we have to be aggressive in the way that we think. We have to be proactive. Just like preparing for the storm. I'm prepared. I've got food, I've got water, I've got everything ready. So Mother Nature is going to be here any minute. They're going to be knocking at my door. I'm prepared. And I hope that as we look at our financial situations, that you can also say you're prepared. If you need help, if you need to sit down for an advisory session with me, you can book me online at www.lodge-co.com. Again, that's www.lodge-co.com. You can book a free 30-minute, and we can extend it on so that we can go through your whole financial situation. You know, I also do mediation, so if you're having disputes out there, you can book a 30-second consultation with me also. Consultations are always free. But to actually do the work with you, that I do charge for. Just to let you know, I don't do everything for free. I do a lot of things for free that I shouldn't, but this one is really important. So you need a good financial guy like myself to sit down with you. So I'll let you know what's going on tomorrow. Let's see what happens. Hopefully I'll have electricity. The last hurricane that I was in up here, we lost our power for 4 days. I read a lot of books. So thank God I got a whole bunch of books here in my office here that I can read. So I'm ready to go. I'm prepared. Everybody, be prepared in life. This is Mike Lodge, the business advisor. I'll talk with you tomorrow. I'll let you know what's going on. God bless you. Bye-bye.